My dog may join us. We'll see. Grab weights. So for this class, for my live classes, I have my core classes and then I have my full body. So weights are optional for core, but if you've got weights, bring them. This is designed for people at home. So home gym, get what you got. So I got some kettlebells, I got some dumbbells, whatever works for you. 30 minutes, we're gonna get started. We're gonna start off with a standing warm up. And then if you've got weights, bring them. You will need them. You can always follow along without weights. Highly suggested to get some weights. This is for my active adults, my cyclists, my runners, people who just need to do a little bit of strength at home. You guys need it, all of us. So let's start off in standing. I'm gonna give you some PT tips as well, because that's what I do. Modify, listen to your body. Again, avoiding any injury, just really listening to your body. So let's start off with a little bit of a standing warm up and then we'll get into the sequence. Let's just warm up. Let's reach to the sky. I like to start off with a little bit of yoga, just some simple stuff just to get the body moving. Nothing too crazy. Get the spine moving, hips moving, knees, everything. Reach to the sky, root your feet into the ground, crown of the head to the ceiling. Tuck the chin in. Think about nice, tall spine, aligned posture. Reach one more breath. And then exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, shake it out, knees are soft. Friday will be just core, so if you want to join in for some advanced, spicy core work, join me live Friday morning. Hang out here, knees are nice and soft. Just give your back a nice little stretch here, just checking in. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, halfway lift, flatten out the back. This is our hinge. We're going to hinge at the hips. We do have a hinge today, a deadlift with those weights. Hold it here, one breath. Abs are tight, tuck the chin, and then bring the hands down, roll all the way back up. Inhale, reach to the sky. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach, lengthen, lean side to side, checking with the spine. Exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, knees are soft. Hang out here, shake it out. And then on your next inhale, halfway lift again into that hip hinge. This is the foundation of your deadlift. We got squats and deadlifts today. Hold it here, abs are tight. Straighten out the legs if you want more of a stretch. And then roll it down, roll all the way back up. One more time. Inhale, reach to the sky, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We are adding on, guys. Bring your hands down to the floor. Let's step back into a plank. Let's get a little bit of shoulder work, right? Holding it here nice and strong. Spread your fingers wide, push away from the mat. Hold it here for one breath. And then I want to push yourself back into downward dog. So if you don't know what downward dog is, you're just gonna rock your hips back up to the ceiling. Get a nice little calf stretch here. If you're like me, you got the tightest calves on the planet. I'm gonna move my weights out of the way so you can see me a little bit better. So all I want you to do is go from your plank here to your downward dog. That's all you're doing, back and forth. If you are not that flexible, that's okay. This is your chance to warm up. Rocking back. If you need to take a break, give your wrists a break, that's okay as well. Exhale back. We're just warming up, nothing crazy. Into plank, strong shoulders pushing away from the mat. Exhale back, downward dog, stretch those calves. Rocking forward. Stretching it back. We're going to finish our warm-up with a little bit of an air squat just to get those hips finally warmed up. If you're like me, it takes a while to warm up. Rock forward into plank. Two more just like this. Shoulders are warmed up, core is warmed up. One more time. Nothing crazy. You don't need to be super flexible yoga person here. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Let's do an air squat. So we're going to prep for our squat rolling up. We got a squat, we got a deadlift, we got some core work. That's about it for today. We're gonna superset with a little bit of upper body. So my chair pose is my air squat. So let's practice that. So bring your feet nice and wide, give your hips some space. This is just your opportunity to warm up for your squats coming up next, right? Inhale, reach to the sky. Find a stance that feels good for you, for your hips, so that you can get deep into that squat. So if you've got tight hips, you might need to go wider, you might need to turn the toes out, right? Arms overhead, find your nice stance, sink back into your heels. Here. Hold it, abs are tight, arms are overhead. If you're arching your back, bring your arms lower. Brace with your abs, one more breath here. Stand all the way up, reach to the sky, exhale, forward fold. Roll back up, let's do that again. Inhale, reach to the sky. This is just a warm up if you've got tight hips, which is a lot of us. Exhale, sink back into your squat. Abs are tight. Again, I'm keeping this flat back. If you see yourself arching, bring your arms lower. Sink into those hips. One more breath. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Last time through, guys. Inhale, reach up into that squat. Find your stance. Root your feet into the ground. Exhale, sink low into your squat. As low as you can, right? Working out the little kinks there. Where am I tight? Where are my hips tight? Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Shake it out. Roll all the way back up. That's it for a warm-up. Quick warm-up. We got a lot to cover. We only got 30 minutes, right? So grab your weights. If you've got weights, if you don't have weights, that's okay. But ideally for this class, you want weights. So I'm going to start with my squat, right? So we just did our squats. Let's sink into those squats. Grab weights, whatever you have. If you've got a kettlebell, you want to hold the weights here at your chest. I will show some different options. I'm going to have them at my sides. Just driving down, right down the legs as I sink back into my back squat. So we have 3 sets of squats, and we're going to superset that with a little bit of core, right? So I'll show that next. But let's start with our squat. So we're going to go squat with a little bit of core, superset in. Let's start with our first round of squats. We're gonna go for about 12 to 15 reps, higher reps because we got lighter weights today. Again, shoulders are back, pulling them down my back, sinking back into my heels, sit back into your squat. So whatever weights you've got, especially if you're doing this at home and you may not have heavier weights, we're gonna go a little bit higher reps. That is the format of this class today. And we're gonna superset with a little bit of core work, meaning we're gonna do our squats, take a little break, do a little core. Our first set, I hate to say it, is gonna be a plank or a push-up. So if you don't like push-ups, I'm sorry, but that's gonna be what we're supersetting with. Our next round will be a little bit easier. So we got squats superset with a plank or push-up. Again, focusing on my form. I will show you some other options if you've only got one weight or a kettlebell. And again, you're gonna find that the reps that are going to be kind of a fatigue point at the end. So if you've got light weights, it's gonna need to be a little bit longer reps, 12 to 15. Got really heavy weights, probably shorter. But this is for the people at home who just have some weights. You can still get very strong. Think about pulling the shoulders down your back. My back is flat, my abs are braced, chin is tucked in. Let's just do 2 more here. And let's get into our plank or our push-up. I will give you options. Drop the weights. Superset, again, a little bit more of a metabolic class. We're going a little bit faster. We don't really have the heavy weights, so that's the point of today. So your plank, you're gonna come into an RKC style plank like this, palms down, and hold. Now, if this is not for you or you wanna add in some push-ups, you can absolutely add in some push-ups, right? If you need to break it up or do bent knee, I always suggest aim for 10. And even if that means you need to take a break, take a break. If you're holding the plank, you're holding the plank. If you're doing bent knee push-up, that's okay too, right? Take a break, do a couple more. Then we're gonna come back up to that squat. I would say if you wanna work on your push-ups, do more push-ups, right? If it's hard to master the push-ups, okay. Totally lost count, but that's gonna be my set of push-ups. Do what you can. I'm not giving you guys a reps for those push-ups because everyone's gonna be different. Let's do option 2 for weights. If you've got one weight, kettlebell at the center, goblet squat. So I'm gonna pull my shoulders back. Just keep that weight close to my chest. If you just have one weight, or you only have one heavy weight, this goblet squat is another option. So this is our round 2. I'm gonna do my plank next round, because my shoulders are tired from doing push-ups yesterday. So again, you're supersetting. So we're doing upper with lower. There's different ways to superset, but for us, we're just maximizing our time. We only have 30 minutes. We've got squats, got a little bit of core, we've got a deadlift, got a little bit of other core work. We're gonna finish, be done. That's it. Integrate in some shoulders and some chest with our planks and our push-ups, right? Trying to get full body in. Last few here, paying attention to our form, not rushing just because we have a lot of reps. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And again, go for some spice, go for some tempo, right? If you have lighter weights, you have different options. We're not gonna get the same benefits as those heavy weights, but you can add some other stuff in. Maybe you add a little bit of speed. Maybe you just add more reps and sets. Maybe you make this a little bit more metabolic, meaning we're kind of moving fast today. Holding my plank. This is my RKC style plank. Fingers pressing in to the mat, slight tucking the tailbone under, engaging my abs strong, and I'm just holding this plank. So again, we're supersetting with a little bit of upper body, a little bit of chest. Our next round, we're gonna do a little bit of core. We're gonna add a little bit of back instead. Hold it here. Last few, 3 and 2. Keep those abs tight. Last 1. Last round of our squat. Whatever you got, if you're gonna do your regular back squat, you're gonna do your goblet squat, whatever, focusing on nice stance, depth in my squat, shoulders are back, lats are engaged, sinking deep into my squat. Last 1, make it count. Again, if we don't have the heavy weights, I'm always suggesting to my clients or athletes or anyone else, use what you got and really have an intention for this class and for your workout. So today we're going a little bit faster, a little bit more metabolic, a little bit more core, higher reps. Another day, maybe we just do heavier weights. We slow it down, different emphasis for the workout. Both are good. Last few squats, and then we have our deadlift is coming next. So quick superset, nice little circuit today. Then we'll stretch and be done, and that's it. Last few here. I'm gonna do a little bit of push-ups, a little bit of plank. I'm gonna do both, might as well. 1 more. All right, use that fatigue. So you decide your rep count based on, I'm getting tired, okay, I have my lighter weights today. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for my 15 reps, etc. All right, so last round, you can do whatever you want. We're moving on to deadlifts next. Get a couple more push-ups in. I can tell I'm tired because my push-ups are not getting as deep as they should be. Holding it here, if you're holding the plank, last few. Tighten those abs. Pull those elbows down to your toes. In 3, in 2, 1. Come back up, grab your weights. Deadlifts is next. Whatever you got. So if you're a little bit nervous about the deadlift, let's just break it down. Start light. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Engage your lats. Hinging back with the hips lead. Knees are soft. Finishing here. We're doing a Romanian style deadlift. Keep those knees nice and soft. Give your back a little bit of support. Weights come all the way down the shins, close to the body. The arms are levers, straight arms, not bending elbows. Slight tucking of the chin, crown of the head to the ceiling. Squeeze my glutes to come back up. Practice your form. I give deadlifts to a lot of my patients, even with lower back pain. Why? Because it's going to teach you proper form, how to hinge. You've got to lean over in life, and you can't always squat. So learn this and learn to initiate with the hips back. Engage your glutes better. Don't let your back do all the work. Learn the form. My feet are pressed into the ground. I'm sinking my hips back, squeezing my glutes to come up, keeping those shoulders engaged. Lats are engaged, protecting my spine. Last few here. Then we're gonna do a little bit of a gorilla row. So a little bit of core work, maybe not as intense as that push-ups. All right, supersetting with our gorilla row. 2 more, 1 more. You could also do a renegade row if you know what that is. That's a plank with an added row. Gorilla row, I'm gonna be here in my hinge. Abs are braced. I'm gonna pull up my weights. Now, play with the weights, right? If you have heavier weights, I suggest you go heavier with your deadlift, right? And if you wanna lighten it up for this row, gain a little bit of back, a little bit more challenging position. And again, if this doesn't feel great on your back, you could just do a bent over row. You could also do a renegade row. which is a plank with a row. Basically, we're trying to get in glutes, quads, chest with our push-up, back with our row. That's our full body workout today. You can mix and match and change this as you need for your body. Let's do a few more and then let's go back to that hinge, that deadlift. In 3, in 2, in 1, come back up to center, reset, pull the shoulder blades down your back, engage with your lats, crown of the head to the ceiling, press your feet into the floor, 3 points of contact, big toe, pinky toe, heel, shoulders are back, hinge. Again, our RDL, we're finishing mid-shin. I'm not coming all the way to the floor. I like this for people because it's a little bit safer, a little bit easier to teach than your traditional deadlift coming to the floor. So if you're a little bit nervous about deadlifts, this RDL version is a nice place to start. Maybe you do it with no weights. Hinging back, hips lead, then you lean, knees are soft, bend the knees more. Get those hips back, down and back. Don't be afraid to bend the knees, right? This is your RDL. That is a bent knee position. That is how it's done. Abs, tight, last few here. We're finishing up with our second superset here. Gorilla rows are next. Again, you can make the lighter weights work for you at home. That's why I built this class. Join me every week. One more time. You just need enough volume in your week. Join me Monday for class. We'll do more of this. Gorilla row, abs are braced. Every class is a little bit different. Core class is just gonna be some core, optional weights. Full body strength class, bring some weights. And eventually, like these are not my heaviest weights here, you might need to invest in more weights. I'll link to some places to buy weights in the show notes. Eventually, you're gonna outgrow some of your weights. That's the reality. I always tell people that. You can do these classes and get some good strength, but eventually you might need to get more weights for home. Last few here. So stay consistent first, and then you can figure out what you need. 2 more. Last one. All right, last set. Shake it out a little bit. Re-engage, locked in. Pulling the shoulder blades down your back, that's gonna protect that back. Squeeze those shoulder blades down, engage your lats. Abs are braced, feet are rooted into the ground. I'm gonna start with that hip hinge, go back. Weights are scraping up and down the shins. They're not away from my body, they are close right here, right here. Finishing mid-shin, aligning them with that mid-foot. That's where my barbell would be for my deadlift. That's where your kettlebell could be. I'm using my dumbbells. You could absolutely do this with your kettlebell, right? Whatever you got, we can make it work. If you're traveling, save this class. You can catch any of them on the replays in that channel, or that full body playlist rather. Grab one of those if you're traveling. You got a gym that has only dumbbells, you can still get a lot done. Trust me. Last few here, and then our last gorilla row, and then let's stretch, cool down, be done. 2 more. 1 more. I'm gonna squeeze in the last little bit of core work before we finish, just because we have time. Join me Friday for a full, challenging, spicy core class every Friday. I like to start my Fridays off with some core work, just gets you going for the weekend, gets everything set in place. Again, my active adults, anybody over 40, my athletes, my endurance athletes, core strength will save you, right? Make you faster, but also just protect your body. Stay strong, fit for life. Last few here. Then we're gonna be on our back. Grab one weight, totally optional for this cool down core session. Last little bit. Last few here, pull those shoulders back. Abs are braced, hinging at the hips. Last few here. In 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. I'm done. I'm gonna grab one weight. Optional. We're basically done. Come onto your back. Let's do a little bit of spicy core just to finish. A little preview for Friday's class. If you've got a weight, grab it, hold it overhead. If not, that's okay. Legs come up, bend to knees, knees at 90. Lift the head up to engage your core, press the rib cage down. I want you to keep that lower back pressed down as you tap. So the number one thing I have to correct with this is people think they're doing it correctly, but their lower back is lifting as they tap. So I want the head up at first. You can bring it down later. Just to reinforce that lower back needs to stay pressed down. A lot of people think they're doing it right, and then I come over there and there's this little gap in that lower back crease. That is not correct. Lift your head up if you're not sure. And if you feel like you've got this mastered, go further. Tap further. Make it harder. If you want to make it even harder, hands go further behind your head, right? The further back the arms are, the more work your core has to do. Last few here. And then let's finish with a little bit of a glute bridge. I have a fitness challenge this month. October is glutes, deadlifts, Dia de los deadlifts. If you're on Strava, you can find my fitness challenge for the month. I'll post a link afterwards. We're doing a lot of deadlifts and glutes. So let's finish with some glutes. In 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. I will post the link to that fitness challenge. It is free. Join me if you want more glutes in your life. Join me Friday. We're going to do core and more glutes. Weights can go on the hips. If you don't have the weights, that's okay. We're just adding in a last little bit of glute bridge. Glutes, that is part of your core as well. That is your hip stability, your base. If you are one of my runners, my cyclists, my hikers, my swimmers, my hockey players, my soccer players, strengthen your glutes. Give your pelvis, your spine a solid, your knees a base of support. So this month, October, is glutes. Dia de los deadlift. You don't need to do all deadlifts, but you need to do some glute work. That is the challenge every week. On Strava, I will give prizes out. Last few here in 3. Squeeze that booty. 2, 1. Done with the weights. Let's stretch. Let's be done. We did it all. Hug the knees into the chest. Every month I will host live challenges. This month is glutes. Next month, I don't know. Might be walking challenge, core challenge. We will see. Hug the knees in. Let that lower back just relax. If you feel any tension anywhere, now is your chance to relax anything. Hug that one knee into your chest. Give that right knee a good little squeeze. Roll the ankles and the toes around. Roll them around. Roll them around. Healthy, happy feet. That is your base of support. Roll those hips around. We got glutes with our bridges we finished. We did our deadlift. We did our squat. We did our chair pose warm-up. So we got a fair amount of lower body in, right? Upper body, just to recap, so that you guys can remember this. Do this on your own. Watch this later. Bring that knee across your body. Stretch out that outer hip. We did a little bit of our row with our gorilla row. We did a plank. We did a push-up for our chest. So row, a little bit of back, push-up, plank, a little bit of chest. Core work, stretching. I think we got everything today, right? Shoulders, still going to be engaged with a lot of that upper body stuff we did too. Hold it here, just kind of getting a nice stretch. Find that position that feels right on your body, right? Everyone's built differently, so you may be more here, you may be more here. Work with what's feeling right for you. I'm trying to get a stretch here. Glutes, maybe a little bit of lower back as I rotate more off the mat. That's gonna be into my lower back. Again, this should just feel nice. And I always tell patients, you gotta find kind of that position that's feeling right on your body because you're built different than I am. Head just goes wherever it feels comfortable. Maybe shake it out, release tension. Any tension you feel, one more breath here. Stretch out that glute, that lower back, IT band. Come back to center when you're ready. Figure 4, stretch. Maybe November will be a stretch challenge. Who knows? October is glutes. That is the focus. Build a nice solid foundation. Roll the shoulders out. No matter what your sport is, even if you don't have a sport, We want to have stable hips, strong glutes, stable, solid pelvis, supports our spine, supports our knees, etc. Last few breaths here in this figure 4 stretch. Speaking of glutes, that should feel like a nice stretch to the glutes. Let's switch sides. When you're ready, unwrap that right leg, shake it out, release tension, hug that left knee in, give it a good squeeze, roll the toes, the ankles around again. We want that mobility. We want those supple joints as well as the strength for the muscles. We want both, right? Especially as we get older. Rolling that hip around, finding any sticky spots, anything that feels tight, anywhere. If you've got any other stretches that feel good, now is your chance. This is your class. I am just your guide. Bring that knee across your body. Find that position that just feels right to you. And then just release tension in the neck, side to side. Notice anywhere else you're feeling tension or tightness, let it go. Any other stretches that feel good or that you feel like you need, now is your chance. We are almost done with class, guys. We just got one more stretch. And that is it for today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get notifications. Join the fitness challenges. Join me Friday for core class. It's going to be spicy. I will show all levels, but it's going to be a spicy class. Fridays are spicy, spicy core. Hold it here. Roll the shoulders. Last breath. And then we're just going to finish out in seated, just focusing on that tall posture again, just to take that with you through the day, thinking about this nice aligned, tall posture. Last breath here. Unwrap that left leg when you're ready. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Roll onto your side, coming into seated. We are basically done with class. I just want to finish with that reminder of posture. We started off class, crown of the head to the ceiling. I want you to take that with you through the rest of your day when you're sitting at your desk or your computer, at your phone, whatever. Pull the shoulders back. Engage those lats. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Tuck the chin and inhale, reach to the sky. Ears over shoulders. That's aligned posture. It's not perfect. It's just alignment. That's what we're going for. Exhale it out. Inhale one more time. Ears over shoulders. Tuck the chin and crown of the head to the ceiling. Lengthen through your spine. Get nice and tall. Inhale. And then exhale it out. That is it for today. Join me next class. Join my fitness challenge. Come back. Take care of your bodies. I will see you guys later. Have a great day.